From Memorial Day 1938 to this Memorial Day, and all days in between, Soldiers Memorial Military Museum serves as the place to learn about and honor St. Louis and military service.
Today we honor Private James Roy Tosh by telling the story of his long journey back home. Born December 29, 1921 in Kansas, James moved to St. Louis with his parents, Arthur and Myrtle, and his siblings, Herbert, Alfred, and Vernice Louise. He became a mechanic's helper in a garage and was briefly married to Edna Mae Birch. Their son, Robert Dean Tosh, was adopted out and raised as Jerry Copeland. On January 31, 1941, while living with his father at 1108 North 22nd Street, James enlisted in the U.S. Army and became a rifleman in the 31st Infantry Regiment that was sent to the Philippines. The day after the bombing of Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, the Japanese attacked the Philippines with James's regiment coming under fire. All U.S. units retreated across Manila Bay to the Bataan Peninsula, where fighting continued until surrendering on Corregidor Island, May 6, 1942. Private Tosh and his comrades endured brutal and inhumane treatment from their Japanese captors during an approximately 65-mile forced march to various POW camps. Hundreds of U.S. and thousands of Philippine soldiers were killed or died during this Bataan death march, with James barely surviving. James ended up at the Canabatuan POW camp, where over 2,500 POWs would perish by the time it was finally liberated in 1945. There, just days after arriving, Private Tosh died on July 19, 1942, from dysentery and malaria. And then his final journey began. James's remains were buried in a mass grave. In 1947, the American Graves Registration Service exhumed the remains from Common Grave 312, but were only able to identify 12 servicemen. The unknown were reinterred at Manila American Cemetery and Memorial. In 2018, the AGRS disinterred those remains and sent them to Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam, Hawaii, where last year Private Tosh's remains were finally identified. On April 7, 2023, Private James Roy Tosh was laid to rest at Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery. Such a long journey after such a very short life.
For over 80 years, Soldiers Memorial has served as a place of remembrance for those brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice in service of their country. Soldiers Memorial Military Museum continues to share the story of American military history through the lens of St. Louis. Your generous support aids us in our mission to honor military service members, veterans, and their families. Please consider becoming a member today.